Guys, gals, and nobody about, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mar, and we make art or something similar to it here. So, hi! I actually made it for another week, which is very impressive if you ask me. So, hello, welcome. And today I bring you a very special video. All my videos are special, but this is an important video that I wanted to put out there for someone who's struggling like me to make art without having to judge ourselves while making art. This is something that I've been thinking about for a while, and it is that I think we all, no matter if you're an artist or not, we all have this audience in our head that we have to please in order for things to be good. If you make something, it has to be perfect, it has to be polished, it has to be beautiful, and this audience that you have in your head has to like it in order for it to be worthy. And I'm here to tell you that you should enjoy things that you do, no matter what the audience in your head says. I know this is easier said than done because I do this to myself all the time. Actually, I'm always judging myself, saying that maybe what I'm doing is not pretty enough, is not good enough, because it doesn't look what I think it should look. But that's because I've been comparing myself since I started making art on social media. You see art all the time, you see drawing, illustrations, design, whatever it is that you do all the time because you're in social media, and then you start comparing yourself and saying, how is this person doing this and why I can't do that the same way, why my art doesn't look like this. And it's really hard to stop doing that, but there is a way, and we're gonna find it together. So basically, I've been telling myself these past few days that whatever it is that I do, whether it's in my sketchbook or if I'm making a poster or if I'm just drawing something on a piece of paper, that is good enough because I made something. I created something out of nowhere, and that's cool. Like, we shouldn't lose perspective of what it is that we're doing. We are making stuff, we are creating, and that's amazing. And just because it doesn't look like what you think it should look like, it doesn't mean that it's not good enough. It doesn't mean it's not pretty. It doesn't mean it's not perfect in its own unique way. We all make things differently, and it's so hard to stop comparing ourselves to others. Like, for example, while I'm doing this voiceover, watching my video play in the background, I'm seeing so many mistakes proportion wise and on the shading and on the shapes and everything that usually would make me want to cry. But I'm trying to tell myself, like, well, it doesn't look perfect, but it looks like a person. You made something, you made a portrait, and that's actually pretty cool. Also, what was my intention here? My intention wasn't to make a photorealistic portrait, it was to practice. And I know we all have seen these beautiful sketchbooks in Pinterest mostly that look like they should belong in a museum, but you can have those pages, and you can also have pages where your drawings don't look perfect, they don't look that great, or whatever it is that your standard is, and that doesn't mean that it's not good enough. Like, I'm gonna show you some pages from my sketchbook that I think they are so pretty that I love them, and some other pages that are an utter disaster. I don't know what they even are. They're just pages in my sketchbook because I'm supposed to experiment and I'm supposed to have fun while making art. I'm not supposed to suffer for my art, and you shouldn't suffer either while making something that's supposed to make you happy. You don't have to torture yourself into telling you that you're not good enough because it doesn't look like a Pinterest drawing, a Pinterest illustration, a Pinterest sketchbook. You should be enjoying what you're doing. And I know that is so hard because I think right now, nowadays, you can see what everyone else is doing, and it feels like a constant competition, even though you're not competing. It is not a contest or whatever, but it feels like you're constantly having to compare yourself to others, whether it's because they have more likes than you, they have more comments, more followers, they're more successful in a different way. And it's so hard to destroy that mindset that you have to be better than everyone else, or you just have to be at the same level, because then you lose the part that made you start. That's most likely that you wanted to make art, you wanted to illustrate because you liked it, because you enjoyed making something. You should never stop experimenting and making mistakes and making, air quotes, bad art just because you feel it's not good. You should always try to make those things, because those things do make you better in time. Those things make you realize what you actually like doing, and those things make you improve, and also those things make you have fun. And that should be more important than having a million likes on a drawing, because it doesn't mean anything. Everything is just an illusion. Social media is just an illusion. And I'm trying to tell myself this every day because I'm so dependent on social media. I'm constantly checking if someone liked my post, if someone liked my drawing, someone commented something, if I have new followers. The same thing with YouTube. I'm constantly checking all the time if people like me, if people like my art. And that shouldn't be my mindset. My mindset should be, I want to do something and I want to share it. If someone enjoys it, great. If no one watches, whatever, because I already made this and that thing made me happy. That should be the mindset when you do something. That should be the mindset when you do whatever it is that you do. And I have to constantly remind myself that, because it's so hard to not be in that constant competition, in that constant looking for acceptance, to be liked in order for whatever it is that we do to be worthy. It's so hard. But you know what? Now I'm here and I'm doing this voiceover over this video, and I will probably feel bad if no one watches it, but at the same time, you know what? I did something. I produced something. I edited this. I also did 3 sketches that I really enjoyed doing, because you know what? I'm practicing and I'm improving while practicing. And this is my only goal, to get better at what I do. And the competition that I have is myself. It should only be myself. I should only strive to be better than my past self. And that should be it. And you know what? I'm on my way to do that, and I hope that you are also on your way to accept that you don't have to be perfect. What you do doesn't have to be perfect. In whatever it is that you do, no matter what state it is, if it's a sketch, if it's a final drawing, whatever it is, you keep doing what you're doing because you like doing it. That's all I want to say, really. Because look at what I'm doing on the screen. It's kind of similar to the reference, but it's a loose similarity, but it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day I still did that, and that's worth something, for me at least. And that should be my only goal. If you made it to this point of the video, thank you for sticking around for my rambling. But really, all the message I wanted to get across is that no matter what you do, whether if it's because it's a hobby or you're a professional, if you're a graphic designer, an illustrator, a writer, is that you started doing what you're doing because you liked it, you enjoyed it, it made you happy. And you shouldn't lose that focus. And I know sometimes what we do can feel a little bit like a burden, but it shouldn't feel like that all the time. We all have good days and bad days. You shouldn't always feel like, oh, this makes me happy constantly, because that's not realistic. But it's also not good to feel like, oh, I have to draw today, oh, I have to write today, and that having it to be like every day of your life, it shouldn't feel like that. And I'm trying to get at that state that, you know what, I'm doing something and I'm happy while I'm doing it, no matter if it's great, if it's perfect, I'm doing something. And it's hard to get to that state, I know that, but with time, patience, and being kind to ourselves, we will get there. And I hope we'll get there together. And I hope you enjoy this video and you liked it. And if you did, you can leave a like or a comment, because that means so much to me. And also you can subscribe. I'm trying to make more videos on subjects like this, on advice or whatever it is that I can do to help someone else out there. And well, this is basically it. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope I see you the next time. Bye.